Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. I'm actually out of town this week on business, so I doubled up on the Tech Tree Spotlights. Plus, since I added Tier 8, it's kind of hard to get them all in a 5 or 6 week update. So your second Tech Tree Spotlight of the week in the Soviet Tier 3 destroyer Izyaslav. And we are in a capture the base match on, is this ring? Maybe? Whatever map it is. I'm sure sooner or later I'm going to look at the thing and then you'll see what, it's probably not ring. Maybe the Atlantic? Greece? Probably the Atlantic. Let's go with that. All right, really quickly, Izyaslav class destroyer. Built for the Baltic Fleet of the Imperial Russian Navy, modified versions of the Orphy class, which don't appear in the game, I don't believe. Let me look at the Orphy class ships real quick. Maybe one of... I don't think so. Maybe... Strozovoy might be an Orphy class. That's just wild speculation on my part without any research. All right. Fought in World War I, Russian Civil War, Estonian War of Independence, and World War I. All right, so we're moving out here in the Izyaslav. This originally I was going to use my introduction to gunboats, but it turned into such a good match. I decided to make it the Tech Tree Spotlight. So Smeghead, I think, was eagerly awaiting this video. I hope you enjoy it, buddy. We are going to get a crack in here today in the Izyaslav by using all our tricks to get the Kraken. All right, we are holding our fire until the last moment. As you can see, our concealment is 5.0. Really? 5.0 kilometers in this ship. I'm kind of surprised that that's what it is. It's less concealment than the Dursky, which is 5.1 in our build of that ship. And I don't really remember what commander I'm using or anything. Here is the V-25. Let's get these guns going. He's trying to hide in a smoke screen. We've got a bunch of torpedoes out here. We're going to use them. Salvo 1. Salvo 2 in a different locale, and we will fire. He is turning away, and so that was really for naught. We'll fire again into the mist and get another set of hits there. Fire a third time, and I think I did something wrong, so now I'm turning in and presenting this bow profile. And all our torpedoes totally whiffed. The V-25 is running away. He can't mount much of an offense. But we are managing to hit him even though he did disable my rudder. We just won't stand for that, and so we will fire some more. And then, better yet, we'll shoot some more torpedoes. And there we go, another really nice salvo in there. Pretty accurate guns, I feel, at this range. Another really good salvo. And another really good salvo that did a ton of damage there. And we are going to finish him off. Honest, we're going to finish him off. He's turning into the island. No! Yes! Amazing. Kill number 1. Look at that. That's exciting enough. I could probably stop the video right there. You guys would be like, what a great match. All right. On to the Clemson, Tier 3 American Destroyer. As I posited in my gunboating video, and maybe there'll be a 5th video, Introduction to Destroyers, next week. Don't hold me to that. Getting some good salvos out here. We set the Clemson on fire. Temporary disable one of his turrets, probably the turret that faces the other way. Again, you can see this really flat trajectory of these shells. Good velocity. We're going to spam some torpedoes out here because this guy's all over the place. We will finally fix the rudder disablement that he put on us. More salvos coming in here. And he's starting to turn, and I think that might be a mistake, folks. And there we go. Oh, he dodged the torpedoes, but we smashed him that time. And this last salvo will finish him off. Kill number 2. All right, maybe not as exciting as the last one, but still pretty nice. All right, we switched to armor piercing. St. Louis, 5 kilometers away. Big body cruiser. We're going to send some armor piercing shells his way. And they aren't really doing a whole lot of damage. So we're going to run behind the island and hide here. You know, the main battery just 102 millimeters, so I probably should have expected that. But he's just hanging on a thread. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other targets out here for us to deal with. Really quickly, while we maneuver around here, torpedo reaction time for the ship, 5.4 seconds. You can think that's good or bad or whatever you want to think for that. We're going to select armor piercing DPM, HE DPM, torpedo max damage. Maximum speed as our selections here in WoW's builds. All right, continuing to move around. That St. Louis is still hanging by a thread. Campbellton way out in the distance. I would suggest to you he has made a mistake by going to the back of the map. But he probably was aircraft carrier hunting. Here is the St. Louis. We're going to light him up with this high explosive, and we finish him off for our 3rd kill. All right, moving in on the Tenryu. He is behind an island. Back to WoW's builds really quickly. Hit points out of 9 ships at Tier 3. We are 6th with 10,300. HE DPM, you are 1st with 90,000. Armor piercing DPM, you are 3rd. Probably 2nd, actually. The Clemson stats are messed up here. So 2nd to the G101. Torpedo damage, you are 2nd from the bottom. Only the Clashhorn has worse torpedoes. Maximum speed, 6 out of 9 ships. You're not getting the speed that you see at the higher tiers just yet with the Izyaslav. All right, we're firing up the Tenryu. We set him on fire. He's just a Tier 2 cruiser. We are going to HE spam him. He is not shooting at us, so we can do this with impunity. We set him on fire. Maybe at some point I will load up the armor piercing, but again, these low caliber guns have made me kind of loath to do that after we didn't do a whole lot of damage to the St. Louis. So we jam on the brakes, we throw up our smoke screen, and let's see how much damage we can farm out of our smoke screen here in the Izyaslav. All right, so these ships at the lower tiers, you know, maybe a little faster reloading torpedoes, definitely don't have the caliber to do the long-range gunboating. But at the end of the day, you've got the best high explosive DPM at the tier. I suggest you fire your guns early and often. Use that to your advantage. As you can see here, 7 kilometers away, no problem reliably farming the Tenryu for damage out of the smoke screen. Thankfully, because other ships have him spotted. All right, finally he drops spot. And so I'm waiting. Hey, is somebody going to respot him? And the answer is no, because they have longer range than we do. So we're going to load up our speed boost, get that going, and come out of the smoke screen here. There is the Tenryu. We are back on target. Just getting 3 guns for now because I'm trying to avoid the island. Now we got all 5 back on target. And you can see 7.5 kilometers away. He is moving around there, moving back in towards us. No problem. Pretty good shell grouping. Does get hit by the enemy or the teammate ship out there. Trying to turn away. My aim is a little sketchy here. But we do finish him off for our 4th kill. All right. Out here in the Netherworld, we've got the last 2 ships. You can see there's a cruiser in the cap. Well, he has a really big advantage on me when it comes to getting these ships. But we do have our speed boost going, even though we are not a fast destroyer at this tier for some reason. Probably a reason of historical accuracy. You know, even though we're not the fastest, we are going to head that way. And I'm going to give you an extra stat here. Sea detectability. You are the most detectable ship in terms of base concealment at the tier with 6.1. So a bonus stat there taken into effect when you are doing your build and your gameplay for the Izyaslav. All right, moving out here, we're hunting for a Kraken. We had a kill pinch of the St. Louis, and we're probably not going to get both kills here. My teammates, of course, clearly they are too busy excelling to bother to see that in this destroyer we are on the hunt for a Kraken, as I've talked about before. My teammates just don't quit, folks. They keep going. They got to salvage their game by getting that one kill. All right, so we're just concentrating on getting there. They're not even in our main battery range. Thankfully, it looks like a Dante Alighieri took out the cruiser. So we've got him out there. We've got the aircraft carrier out there. And now there's still another cruiser, but the Dante's probably going to stand up to whatever that cruiser can throw at him. That's good for us, folks. Let's not sugarcoat it. We are going to have to get within torpedo range to damage the Dante. All right, and the aircraft carrier, I would love to target the aircraft carrier, but we got to get past the Dante first. And that's all there is to it. And by that time, this match may be over. All right. So the Dante is bowing back in towards the cap. We like that because that's going to make him easier to hit with our torpedoes. He is in torpedo range. We're going to launch one salvo. We're going to launch two salvo. We're going to launch the third salvo into our spread. And then we're going to turn away because we're going for the carrier. The Dante does spot me. The carrier is getting engaged by another ship off screen. We're going to let our torpedoes work. The Dante takes out the Bogatyr. He is turning back towards us, I think. He has us spotted. We will light him up with our high explosive because there's nothing else to do. He's trying to turn away from the torpedoes. Can he turn away in time? 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedo strikes. There's the high caliber metal. He damage cons the flood. We got to set him back on fire or farm the damage if we want this kill. All right, continuing to shoot at the Dante. We don't have a lot of hit points left. Thankfully, his incoming fire aim is not that great. We've also got carrier-based aircraft to deal with at this point. Here's a shot from the Dante. Again, by turning at the last second, we managed to dodge it. We've got the aircraft carrier over there, but I got bigger problems. Even though I would love to turn and torp at the carrier, we've got to deal with the Dante here, folks. Starting to get within carrier range. We set the Dante on fire. Torpedoes coming in. Can we dodge them? Yes. Can we torp the carrier? Get around. Kraken unleashed, baby. And here come the torpedoes on the Langley. Can we get it done? Boy, I hope so. We're going to smoke up to protect ourselves. And we are going to remember where we were shooting. We have the armor piercing loaded. And we are going to let those torpedoes work. Can we get a 6-pack in the Dursky? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we can. Kraken Plus in the Izyaslav, folks. That's how you get it done here at Tier 3. All right, high caliber metal, Kraken Unleashed metal, devastating strike metal, 80,519 total damage, 10 big torpedo strikes, 6 enormous kills. 1,008, 181,902, silver, sorry, I was screwing that all up. 2925, ship XP and commander XP. That's nowhere close to any kind of record for this ship, but I'm very happy about this game. And we are there at the top of the board after dominating the enemy team. I'm going to shout out my teammate Death by Redneck 8. Why not? Cool screen name. All right, and we dominated the enemy team, and we carried the torch for our team. All right, here in the port, we've got the main battery mod 2. You really need it. Turret traverse is so bad on these ships, and the Izyaslav is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the consumables, 2 charges of the smoke generator, 2 charges of the engine boost. Running, of course, the common battle booster for speed, the temporary Type 1 camouflage, and the early adopter flag, as we are wont to do in many destroyers. 10,300 hit points with our build. And we've got those 5 102 millimeter guns, 10.4 kilometer firing range, 4.6 second reload, 13.7 second turn time, HE shells 1500 max damage with a 7% fire chance, AP shells 1800 max damage. Moving on to the torpedoes, which we used to great effectiveness in this match, as you saw, mostly on that hapless aircraft carrier. 3x3 Goncharov triple tubes, reload every 39 seconds, max damage 7,233, 5 kilometer range at 57 knots. The detectability is 800 meters. AA defense, a little bit better than the ship below us, the Dursky, but that Lender gun is just an absolute waste of time. Maneuverability, 36 knots, 580 meter turning circle, 2.7 second rudder shift time. Concealment, 5 kilometers on the surface, 2.9 from the air, 2 kilometers when firing in smoke, and or guaranteed detectability. All right, here's our commander, Vladimir Trubetskoy. We were using a double concealment inspiration, so don't hold that against me. By and Swirsky. Base trait reduces incoming damage. Observant Rage, look at me now. Twist and Track, Smoke on the water. It's just a straight gunboat build with Unstoppable as the legendary skill. If you enjoyed this Kraken 6-pack, hit that like button. I will see you on the next video, everybody. See you next week. Peace.